G'day, it's Adam here, the Australian Aquarist, and in this video I need help deciding the best way to filter my 4,000 litre Australian turtle and rainbow fish tank, situated under the Australian sun.
I've been putting off making this video for a while, and I've had a couple of requests to have an update on the giant Australian turtle and rainbow fish tank, and I guess the reason why I've been making this video is because you had this feeling you want to put forward the best face, the best outcome of the aquarium, and at this stage I'm not happy with the outcome of the aquarium. If you look behind me, you can see that yeah, it looks like a pond, it looks great in that respect, but it doesn't look like an aquarium, and the reason being is I'm battling this green hair algae which is in the tank. So the tank's doing well, the fish are doing well, the turtle's doing well, the algae's doing well. It's not the green water problem I had in the past. My UV sterilizer, it's taken care of that really well. But in this case, it's the green hair algae that grows so quickly on the rocks and the wood and forms this almost like a cobweb-like appearance. And the issue I've got, of course, is full sun. It's a tank outside. And I'm a realist. I know it's not going to go away. I know there's going to be a balance that occurs in the future with the biofilms that grow on the wood and the rocks. And it'll become a natural looking tank. But let's just try and find a way to get there sooner. So how about what I do is I grab the GoPro, I'll take you underwater, and I show what I'm talking about. Look inside the tank here, besides Bruiser, the long-necked turtle. You can see the green hair algae growing on the driftwood. I've actually had to remove a fair bit of the driftwood, the finer tangled pieces, because at one stage the green hair algae got so bad that it actually started to clog up. You almost couldn't see inside the tank. Now this is a lot better than what it was previously. I actually had I've come in every single day and actually sucked out the excess green algae on the bottom of the tank in the mornings, and I think that's slowly helping. So I think part of the problem, besides of course the sun and the nutrients creating the algae, is that I haven't got any herbivores in the tank. I've tried throwing lots and lots of snails, ram's horn snails and shrimp in the tank, but of course the turtles eat that kind of thing. And the rainbow fish and blue eyes, they don't eat algae. So in a reef aquarium, I've got rabbit fish, I've got snails, I've got hermit crabs, I've got cucumbers, I've got shrimp, I've got tangs, I've got blennies. All these herbivores that help control any algae that may grow under those strong lights. But out here, full sun, no herbivores, the algae can just proliferate. A video or two back, I was trying to decide what to actually do about the filtration. I settled on having a sump because I wanted to have the ease of cleaning out the mechanical filtration. In that case, I was going to use filter socks. What actually happens is the water level is set by the level of the bulkhead. Through that bulkhead, the water drains down through the plumbing into the sump, where it's returned back to the tank by the pump. The point that the water actually drains back to the sump is where the filtration can actually occur. So in my case, I've installed a filter sock, and I did that because I wanted to have ease of access to that filter sock to clean out the junk. I guess the downside that I see with sump filtration is that it relies upon the actual flow of water in the tank itself to carry the particles and the debris up and through that bulkhead and down into the filtration. And for me, it's the loose dislodged algae that I want to remove. At the moment, I feel like most of it's actually settling in the bottom of the tank. And certainly if I storm the tank up with some brushes and whatnot, it's taking a long time to get that stormed up debris and algae out and into the filtration. And here's the sump, and I still haven't tied it up, which was probably a good thing because I may have to change it. I just feel like we need to have a much more active way of filtering the particles and the algae out of this aquarium if I'm going to have a more aquarium and less pond-like appearance to the tank. Okay, so it's back to the drawing board. So I need your help. I need your help deciding what to do about filtration in my turtle tank. One thing's for sure, I'm going to put the actual pump itself into the tank. Option number one, a canister filter. The pump's located in the tank. I've got with me at the moment this guy here, and this is my old reef canister, I guess. It's got an acrylic lid with a port in and out.
and I can fill that with some filtration media. So the pump inside sends the water out into the canister, through the media, and back to the tank. And the debris is actively sucked into the pump. Option number 1. What's the downside to this? Well, that canister can be a pain in the neck to get into. There's like half a dozen, or actually there's about 10 or so thumb screws you've got to get into. Getting access to it every week or so is going to be a pain. Yes, I potentially could put a bung and a tap onto the bottom of that to actually allow the waste to drain through, but that's not actually going to clean out the filtration media itself. So we'll go through Arthur's turtle pond filter first, shall we? The big blue drum. So his big blue drum was situated next to the tank. Give it a bit of a stand. What actually happens is the water itself is pumped into the bottom of the big blue drum. And in the bottom of that drum, there's a bit of a false floor. It's some egg crates, some mesh sitting up on an old milk crate, something like that. And that actually holds the media, which in his case is the bird netting, up higher in the drum. And there's a void, a space down below. He's got a bulkhead and a tap on the bottom, and a bulkhead and a release back to the tank up the top. So by feeding the water into the bottom of the drum and forcing the water up through the media, what I'm assuming is happening, the larger particles and algae isn't getting past here, and a lot of it's probably falling back down to the base of the blue barrel as a sludge, and which every now and then he can periodically open this valve and let the sludge drain out. So in essence, for a little bit, it's semi self-cleaning. The downside to it, I guess, compared to a canister filter, is it relies upon gravity to discharge back. So you lose some of the pressure of that flow, the oomph. The last option I thought of actually stole from a pond and koi keeper in England, actually. The basis of a sieve filter is that the pump that's located inside the tank sends dirty water up into a spray bar. And that spray bar is located in the top of a chamber, which could be as simple as a plastic crate, really. The water discharges from that spray bar, well, actually more of a slot, so it's an even flow, onto a screen that's set at about a 45-degree angle. And the screen in the commercial jobs is usually some sort of stainless steel mesh, a fine stainless steel mesh. The water can pass through it and fall down to the bottom of the actual crate and then go back to the tank. But the debris and the algae collects on the screen, but because of the angle of the screen, gradually makes its way down the screen to a gutter, I guess you'd say. And in that gutter, it can collect, and you can chuck it out, discharge it, or it could actually flow out to a waste bucket. And I have seen some fancy screen filters where they actually have some nozzles that are located above the actual screen itself, and they actually spray water onto the screen to clean it. And I like the idea of potentially being able to automate this so that the debris and the algae actually sheds off the screen and into a waste collection reservoir without me having to do a great deal. On my farm, I've got this stuff here. It's a little bit dirty from what it was in the past, which was some insect screening in one of my greenhouses. And it's a nylon or a fiberglass, I don't know what it is. It's not metal, and it's finer than fly screen. Be stretched over something as simple as one of these plastic nursery trays. So the water itself will come in here, fall through into the reservoir, and the debris will go down to a gutter system. So am I crazy? Am I kidding myself? Am I ever going to get this outdoor tank looking pristine? I think the answer is no. I'm a realist. So in a way, I've actually really disliked making this video. You want to put your best face forward on YouTube and show off your good work to the rest of the world, but I've always used YouTube as an educational tool. So in this case, I'm hoping you guys can help educate me and we can all learn together. What would you do? Help me out. So I'm putting out a call for help. What do you guys think? What would you do if this was your tank?